Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 501, The Whispering Cottage. Happy ending. Intermediate. The old cottage stood at the edge of Willow Village, its windows dark and its walls covered in ivy. Locals said it was haunted, that whispers came from inside at night, speaking of secrets no one should know. Emily, a curious young woman, didn't believe in ghosts. She needed a quiet place to study, and the cottage was cheap to rent. It's just an old house, she told herself, moving in with her books and a flashlight. On her first night, Emily heard it, a faint whisper, like wind through leaves, but it formed words. "Find the truth," it said. She froze, her heart racing. The voice seemed to come from the walls. She checked every room but found nothing. No one was there. It's just my imagination, she thought, though sleep didn't come easily. The whispers grew louder each night. "Dig beneath the floor," they urged. Emily tried to ignore them, but they filled her dreams, showing her a shadowy figure pointing to the kitchen. By the fifth night, she couldn't take it any more. Armed with a shovel from the shed, she pulled up the kitchen floorboards. Her hands shook as she dug into the cold earth below. After an hour, her shovel hit something hard, a wooden box. Inside the box were letters, yellowed with age, and a locket with a photo of a young woman. The letters told a tragic story. 100 years ago, a woman named Clara lived in the cottage. She was accused of witchcraft by jealous villagers and buried alive under the floor. Her spirit, the letters said, would haunt the cottage until her name was cleared. Emily's stomach churned. She felt Clara's pain, her fear. The whispers now begged, "Tell my story." Emily decided to act. She took the letters to the village historian, Mr. Grayson, a kind old man who knew every tale in Willow Village. He read the letters carefully, his face growing pale. "This is terrible," he said. "Clara was innocent. We must make this right." Emily and Mr. Grayson worked together. They found records proving Clara was no witch, just a healer who helped the sick. The village council agreed to hold a ceremony to honour Clara's memory. On a chilly evening, the villagers gathered at the cottage. A priest blessed the ground, and a small memorial was placed for Clara, engraved with her name and the words, "Rest in peace." That night, Emily waited for the whispers. They came, but they were different, soft, like a sigh of relief. "Thank you," they said, then faded into silence. Emily smiled, her fear gone. The cottage felt warm now, as if Clara's spirit had finally found peace. Emily stayed in the cottage, studying in quiet comfort, no longer afraid. The village, too, felt lighter, as if a shadow had been lifted. Clara's truth had set her free, and Emily felt proud to have helped. Months later, Emily found the locket glowing softly on her desk. She opened it and saw the photo of Clara, now smiling. It was a sign, Emily thought, that Clara was at rest. The cottage was just a home now, filled with light and hope. Vocabulary notes. Whisper, noun, verb. Definition, noun. A soft, quiet sound or speech, often secretive. Verb, to speak very quietly. Example, on her first night, Emily heard it, a faint whisper like wind through leaves, but it formed words. Context, the whisper is the ghostly voice of Clara, creating a spooky atmosphere in the cottage. Similar words, murmur, noun, verb, a soft, indistinct sound, e.g., the murmur of voices came from the attic. Mutter, verb, to speak quietly and unclearly, e.g., she muttered to herself in the dark. Hiss, noun, verb, a sharp, sibilant sound, often menacing, e.g., a hiss echoed through the room. Note for learners. Whisper is common in horror stories to suggest mystery or fear. Practice using it to describe quiet sounds or secretive talk. Haunt, verb, definition, to visit as a ghost, to linger in a place or mind causing unease. Example, her spirit, the letter said, would haunt the cottage until her name was cleared. Context, describes Clara's ghostly presence, central to the story's supernatural element. Similar words, torment, verb, to cause mental suffering, e.g., bad memories tormented her. Linger, verb, to stay longer than expected, e.g., the smell of flowers lingered in the air. Plague, verb, to trouble persistently, e.g., guilt plagued him for days. Note for learners, haunt is used for ghosts or persistent thoughts. Try using it in sentences about scary places or memories. Churn, verb, definition, to stir or move violently, often describing emotions or physical motion. Example, Emily's stomach churned. She felt Clara's pain, her fear. Context shows Emily's emotional reaction to Clara's tragic story, adding intensity. Similar words, twist, verb, to turn or distort, often emotionally, e.g., her stomach twisted with dread. Swirl, verb, to move in a circular motion, e.g., thoughts swirled in her mind. Roil, verb, to stir up or disturb, e.g., anger roiled inside her. Note for learners, use churn for strong emotions or physical movement, like a stormy sea or upset stomach. Faint, adjective, definition, weak or barely noticeable, often for sounds or sights. Example, on her first night, Emily heard it, a faint whisper like wind through leaves. Context describes the subtle, eerie sound of the whispers, building suspense. Similar words, dim, adjective, not bright or clear, e.g., a dim light glowed in the distance. Weak, adjective, lacking strength or intensity, e.g., the weak sound faded quickly. Slight, adjective, small in degree, e.g., a slight breeze moved the curtains. Note for learners, faint is great for describing soft sounds or weak sensations. Practice with sensory descriptions. Relief, definition, a feeling of comfort or ease after fear or stress is removed. Example, they came but they were different, soft like a sigh of relief. Context describes the moment Clara's spirit finds peace, ending the haunting. Similar words, comfort, noun, a state of ease or relief, e.g., the news brought her comfort. Ease, noun, freedom from worry or pain, e.g., she felt ease after the storm passed. Solace, noun, comfort in distress, e.g., music gave her solace in tough times. Note for learners, relief is used for emotional or physical comfort. Try using it in positive or calming contexts. Story written by Grok 3 AI. Image created by Grok 3 AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.